to order the Rockland Fire Protection District Board of Trustees regular meeting on Monday, March 9th, 2020 at 6 p.m. Present we have myself, Trustee Malinowski, Trustee Bernstein, Trustee Anderson, Chief Siebert, and DC Picasta, Carl Snumlos, Treasurer, and Jim Morgos, Attorney. And if we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Consideration of minutes, the regular meeting of the Rockland Fire Protection District Board of Trustees for February 10th of 2020. Only one typo that I noticed. Under agenda item 4, the last paragraph, Mike Rummel, no B.
Rummel, R-U-M-M.
Yep.
E-L. I can make that change and I'll send it to you. If you want to, you could sign that.
Okay, yeah, other than that, I didn't notice anything else. Everything else looked good. So I'll just go ahead and make a motion to approve the minutes with the one correction. And voice vote, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? All right. Moving on, Chief's report.
Alright, I'll go first. So February a little bit busier than January. Yeah, we had 16 total calls for Lake Forest, 13 of those ambulance, false fire alarm, and probably I think the other one's a possible gas leak. Not on this just happened last night. We had a small fire over off of Quasi in the trailer park. On a vacant trailer. Neighbors called it in, I guess being had some work done, sounded like a possible electrical problem. Fire was extinguished prior to our arrival. We did investigate it and have ComEd make sure it was secured, but it was a good response. Libertyville en route right away, our crews en route, and we quickly called everybody off but our initial crews. It was with the fire being out, but other than that, for Lake Forest, we took delivery of our new engine finally, and hope to probably about mid-April with getting all the training and stuff get on the road. So that's good. Having a nice new engine as an asset here, responding here, and other than that, come May 1, we're looking at a new command vehicle that will respond here as well. That's all I got.
Not as busy on the Libertyville side, on the north side of the tracks. We had a combined 3 calls. We assisted Lake Forest with 1 as well. We found out that our ladder tower is a couple months delayed, so we'll probably take delivery of our ladder tower in July. But Chief Carani went up north and checked it out, and it's coming along good. They found the frame rails delaminated, so they're getting new frame rails for the vehicle. So in a sense, we're going to get a brand new truck, pretty much. So we're excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
One more thing I forgot to add. We did hire a new firefighter, who was our second female firefighter.
Nice. Congrats.
We put it up on Facebook the other day. On International Women's Day, we had both women on the ambulance, so it was kind of cool. But yeah, super excited that she was number 2 on our list. And out of our last 2 lists, we've hired number 1 and number 2 off of those 2 hiring lists, which is this day and age is not easy to do. Losing them to other people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's good. Congrats.
You got the right timing.
Yeah, trust me. Just yelled me.
All right. I don't think there's any questions or comments or anything. Thank you, Chiefs. Moving on to public comment. District trustees allocate time for those individuals who would like the opportunity to address the fire district trustees on any matter not listed on the agenda. Each person addressing the trustees is asked to limit their comments to a maximum of 3 minutes. Anyone like to take advantage of public comment?
Would you like me to speak now, or would you like me to speak later on?
Yeah, I think we could start it now, and then if we need further discussion, to bring it up at item 11. So,
Okay.
by all means.
Perfect. My name is Ryan Constantino. I was a member of the Noble Fire Department for 6 years. Some of you know me, some of you don't. But a couple years ago, my mom and I actually started a cancer foundation in the name of my father.
We're called the Shield 23 Foundation, 23 being the badge number of my dad, who passed away from brain cancer back in 2009. We help out firefighters with cancer, as well as go out to different fire departments for education on gross decon and some other things. I'm asking permission from the trustees here for a fundraiser to use this building. We're planning on doing a barbecue competition, like a cook-off sort of thing. So we're asking for permission to use the building on July 25th of this year. In the cook-off, it'll essentially be people coming in from all over the areas, different fire departments. It'll be a barbecue cook-off. We supply the meat. We will be up to codes with the health department, IDPH, all that kind of stuff. And then we will also have event insurance. And I have a question for you guys about possible alcohol. We will have dram shop insurance if it is allowed. So I'll kind of leave it up to you guys. This is just kind of an initial proposal, kind of gauging on what you guys think, and then I will build upon that and come back for next meeting with a full proposal.
Sounds good. Jim, so during public comment, I know historically trustees didn't discuss or respond to public comment. That being said, would it be more appropriate to have a discussion regarding this on agenda item 11, or should we just jump to that and then go back to?
It's certainly the prerogative of the board, whether you want to discuss the member of the public. Some boards do, some don't, but that's entirely up to the board.
Yeah. I have no problem with it, discussing it now, or we can say we just jump to item 11. Yeah, okay. So Brian did reach out to me earlier, so I was aware of this, and in previous, your copy? We've had previous requests for use of the building for other uses since the IGA. That one was a use that wasn't, per Brian at the time, wasn't quite in line with these guidelines. However, this use, I believe, is, and as Ryan already mentioned, I believe he covers the requirements for liability insurance. The only question that's left is regarding the alcohol. A similar topic was brought up last time there was an inquiry. That inquiry was for a private event that would serve alcohol, and from what I remember Brian bringing up, that was an issue because it was a private event, not a public event, and not for a non-for-profit, exactly. Which you are, correct?
Correct. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization recognized by the state.
So,
Have you ever gotten a liquor
I'm sorry?
license? Have you ever gotten a liquor license?
No. Our liquor license would be supplied by Denali's, which is the bar right behind here. We are partnering with them. They will cover Dram Shop as well as the liquor license and bartenders.
So it's through their liquor license,
That is
through
correct.
the county.
Correct.
yeah, so the liquor license aside, I see no issues with the requested use. I mean, it's far enough in advance where we can make sure we have all the appropriate paperwork in place, liability insurance, however we need to be named. Of course, I refer to you on that, Jim, making sure that goes well, and then communicating with your board.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a meeting tomorrow, as a matter of fact, so I was just coming here kind of seeing, engaging what would be allowed, what wouldn't be allowed, and then our lawyer will presumably come next meeting so we can talk some things through.
Okay.
I have a couple questions, just
Absolutely.
logistical stuff. For cooking, I would imagine, what you're setting up in the parking lot?
Yes, that is correct. So we will be, all of our smokers, barbecue, whatever, will be out in the parking lot, presumably, hopefully good weather. If it's not going to be good weather with rain or anything like that, we're going to be probably putting up tents. We're looking to do a kids combat challenge off in the grass area, and then possibly a DJ or live band in the bays, as well as tables for people to eat, similar to Pancake Day.
Okay.
The other thing, because the building's vacant all the time, it's not really been well cleaned.
Okay.
So that's something, may want to talk about how we get the building clean enough for you,
Absolutely.
both before and afterwards.
Absolutely. So
Everyone needs the bathroom.
we plan on using plenty of volunteers during, so setup's going to be a big ordeal, I'm assuming, so obviously that would include cleaning before and after.
And then, do you have any idea how much of the facility you'd need? I mean, the parking lot, bays, probably the bathroom right there off of, or right on the bay floor. Anything else within, on the interior of the building?
I don't foresee anything else other than maybe the bathroom here, in the bathroom outside, in the bays. I don't want anybody going upstairs. I don't want too many people in the building, so we can close those off. Maybe to utilize for my staff volunteers, maybe we can utilize the kitchen for staging things, but other than that, I don't foresee using the rest of the building.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so nothing on the second floor, which isn't a problem, and then limited access to the kitchen, and then bathroom here as needed.
Correct.
Okay. Trying to think if there's any other questions. Anything? Oh yeah, go ahead. You're
Well,
probably doing that.
one thing I was thinking of is I know that we've discussed possibly trying to lease the building. I know this is probably gonna come up sooner rather than later, but that's something for the board to consider too.
Yeah, that would throw a potential wrench in the works if a interested party came up and wanted to lease the building.
And I looked a minute, is that one of the items?
Yeah, that's
Right.
later on there.
That's on that one.
Let me just take a look at the calendar here real quick.
I think July's gonna come here quicker than all of us.
It's just a couple of months away.
So, it's not that far off.
No, it's
Just something
not,
to keep
it's
in
not, but that's definitely a good point to bring up, Jim.
And that may be something that we could discuss with the potential renter, that
Yeah,
this is
plus,
standard.
I don't know how fast commercial leases work.
Yeah.
And especially if it was we're kind of jumping around the agenda items, but the lessee came into play, if they wanted part of the building or the whole building, I know the county and the taxes would probably present another hurdle, so I don't think in 4 months.
Well, that won't really stop the process, that's just a matter of agreeing that, you pick up any taxes that
Okay.
might be result from the leasehold.
Okay.
So
okay,
that
it's
doesn't
not a
hold
lengthy
up.
process?
Yeah, that doesn't
Okay.
hold up, just depends on how quickly
Yeah, someone's
the
interested.
tenant wants in the
Yeah.
building, and that's gonna vary.
Going off of previous conversations, that the previous board had with their broker, there didn't seem to be that much of a rush for people to lease it. I know that's an assumption. So I feel comfortable with continuing conversations with Ryan and his organization. But I think the main question will be regarding the liquor license. I don't know how important that is for the event or not.
So we do have a plan B with that. We were thinking about kind of guarding off the back area here where we have fences up where we have somebody stationed there at all times. Because we are partnering with Denelli's, all the alcohol would stay at Denelli's and on their property, and then we would make sure that no alcohol were to transfer to this building.
Okay.
However, we would prefer to have it back and
One
forth.
location, sure.
Correct.
Now, the liquor license holder would have to get something from the county. because-
Correct, she's actually in the work, I just wanted to make sure that it was allowed before she went through that process.
A license is by the address, so
Yeah,
it's
by
not,
the location.
not transferable.
Yeah.
So, but it's a temporary license.
Correct.
So
Are we just talking beer?
Yes, it would be 3 beers on tap with plastic and cans only. Maybe 1 or 2 hard alcohols, but that would only be plastic because we don't want any bottles or anything, glass potentially breaking or anything like that.
That just brings up another point too, and that is, we don't have garbage service. So we either
Okay.
have to arrange for a pickup where everything has to go out.
Okay.
Again, all the small details.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can get a one-time 10-yard,
Yeah, so any other questions from your side, Jim?
No, just as long as, I think as long as the insurance is okay, and obviously there's some liquor license issues. And I'm sure we'd wanna run it by our insurance broker too.
Yeah. Is that something you could look into, or do one of us need to look into that and make contact with them?
And I could talk to Brian too, I don't know, I've never talked to the broker
Sure.
that we purchased the insurance through.
Okay, or Carl, do you have any?
I can handle that.
Okay. All right, so as of right now,
And I have one more question
Go
for
ahead.
Jim. In the last paragraphs or for procedures for use, it says, in addition, community organizations seeking use of the facilities and or blah, 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 blah. The district, contribute to the district $25 per hour or part thereof for replenishment of facility materials and things like that. I'm assuming, you know, you'll probably bring in rolls of toilet paper, just knowing that there aren't any here. In lieu of charging the not-for-profit organization the $25 fee, can that be waived, or can we reimburse it as a donation to the not-for-profit?
I think the board can keep it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so as we get closer, we can probably take action on that. I'm sure one of the district representatives would need to be here for the event, or, you know, obviously whenever you guys, you know, set up this,
If
this
I
event.
have to.
So yeah, I don't think that would be a problem, having one of us here to oversee.
And I think that would be a very good idea, and I'm sure you guys would welcome. More the merrier, right?
Absolutely.
We may all be there.
Yeah, so I don't see a problem with everything, you know, pending any potential lessor, whatever the correct terminology is, lessee. And then, once we get more information as far as the liquor license, that I'll say right now, is 50-50. But everything up to that point, I currently don't see a problem with it. So yeah, please, by all means, I'll at least say, I mean, if anyone else has any comment for Jim, feel free to continue conversation with your board.
Absolutely.
Once you get more information, please come back, you can reach out to me, we can add it to the agenda. We still have a little bit of time, so we can make sure we can organize this and make it work for you guys, so.
Perfect. I have a little information for you guys, a little red card here, just a little background information on our charity. Oops, sorry about that. There you are.
Thank you.
Would you like one?
Yeah, I could, thank you.
There you are. Actually, I have a couple more in my car, so I'll give you one.
All right, fantastic. So yeah, so unless there's anything else, we'll move on from public comment / district building use. All right, moving on to 6, Jim, what do you got? Whenever you're ready.
You know, I don't really have anything, other than
Springfield's quiet.
this, yeah, they're not doing anything down there. Obviously, I attended the Citizens Review Committee, I think I learned some of the history on what took place. So that was good on my end. So I think all of us probably learned a little. It's good to talk about this stuff. You know, if anything, prospectively on how the district moves forward, because that's something you know you as a board are going to continue to do in how we plan for the future. So other than that, that's it.
Good, thank you. And Carl?
Okay, treasurer's report. On the balance sheet, the checking account is at $385,000, or $385,121.90. The reserve is at $311,092.50, and petty cash is at $112.49. For total assets of $696,326.89. And then as far as budget, we are getting near the end of the fiscal year. Just got a couple more, well, 3 more months to go. Pretty much all of our revenues in, and we got what we expected, but maybe a little bit more. We've paid off all of our payments on the ambulance contract, or the service contract, the IGA. Building operations obviously are in good shape. They're a little below budget. District administration is a little high, but again, it's the same thing, it's just the legal stuff. But that will, at the end of we'll come in under budget overall by the end of the year, it's almost guaranteed. And then the one other thing is, capital liability, that's all completely paid off, so it's at 78% of what we budgeted for. So our total expenses right now are about 91% of what we budgeted for, but that's because we paid 100% of the IGA, which is the mother of all of our expenses. So that makes perfect sense. So we're where we need to be on that. So that is the treasurer's report.
I'll make a motion to accept it as read.
I'll second. And following money, we'll do this individually. Trustee Anderson,
Yes.
Trustee Bernstein,
Yes.
Trustee Malinowski, yes.
Item 8, the outstanding invoices, we just have a few here, checks to approve, this is the mortgage, gas bill, $275.76, the sewer bill, $13.49, the invoice for the website and all of that is $330, and then bought a memory card for the camera for $10.61. And then the bill for the legal fees was $1,500,737.50. So that was the
1537.50?
1537.50.
Okay, I heard 70.
That's $750 for the retainer, and the rest was for Brian's attendance at the meeting.
Aha.
So for total expenditures this month of $9,667.38.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve that as presented.
I'll second that.
And roll call vote. Trustee Anderson,
Yes.
Trustee Bernstein,
Yes.
Trustee Malinowski, yes. And moving on to agenda item 9. Discussion action on leasing Rockland Fire Protection District building.
All right, I followed up on that. I met with Brad Anderson from Griffith, Grant and Lackey, and kind of explained to him our situation, you know, told him
No
we're...
relation?
No. Well, I do have a relation, Brad Anderson, I'm good friends with, but different one.
Thank God you didn't speak to Brad on this.
Kind of explained, you know, what was going on, what our intentions were, and, you know, that there is an end date, but we don't know when it is, so. He said that's gonna be a hard issue to, you know, try and rent it, but he's gonna reach out to people, you know, he knows a lot more people in the real estate market than I do, and he also deal with commercial leasing. So he's gonna reach out to them and kinda get some input and see if they have anyone that might be interested in something like this, and get back to me on that.
Okay, so no board actions needed as of this point?
Not
You're
at
just
this
gonna
time.
keep in contact with them?
Correct.
All right. And then I followed up with Lake Bluff to see if they had any interest in using the building for anything or any use, training, storage, anything like that. And at this moment, there's unfortunately nothing. So that's a dead end for the time being. So I'll continue to reach out to other municipalities. Don't know if either chiefs need the extra storage space or anything, or SRT needs some more storage space. But we'll continue to pursue all avenues and see what we can do. Anything else on that?
Nope.
What happened with the vehicle that Chief Karate had asked about?
I think they ended up finding a home for it in Round Lake. They were in the middle of a project and then they were able to clear some space, so.
Okay. Moving on to item 10, discussion update regarding IDOT. Nothing this month. IDOT's supposed to reach out to the board, more than likely me, I don't know if they have any the other trustees contact, regarding having an appraiser come out and a surveyor come out to review the plat of the building and the condition of the building, et cetera, et cetera. So no action as far as that's concerned at this moment. Moving on to 11, other items that would be lawfully brought before the board. We already discussed charity and the use of the building. I don't really have anything else except kind of wanted to touch on the CRC. We had, I don't want to say, well, our last review meeting of all the documentation, right? And then currently we're planning on having one more meeting to review all of the information that we discussed and all the numbers and everything, kind of revise the, I don't wanna say, revise or create a report of what we found out, right? So in speaking with, Member Johnson, actually, let me back up for a second. Did you end up getting any information from, Member Russ, as he mentioned he was gonna send to you?
No, I haven't gotten anything from him.
Nothing, okay. Did you want to reach out to him, or do you want me to reach out to him and get that information so we can start compiling it?
I can reach
And-
out to him.
Okay, go ahead and reach out to him, and then if you do get something back, if you mind sending it over to Carl, and then Carl can copy us. So what I was thinking for that, would be, since you pretty much had the whole history section,
Mhm.
if we can simplify that into kind of like a simpler timeline, pretty much like a line item, this happened this day, line item, this happened this day, and if there's any other supporting material necessary to that, put it at the end, call it like Appendix A, Appendix B, just to kind of condense that whole timeline.
Okay.
And then as soon as we get, Member Russ's information, all the numbers that he ran regarding that, I'd like to compile that in there. And then, Member Johnson volunteered to go over and kind of consolidate and compile the, inventory review. So I think those are the three main portions we wanna have in the review packet. And then more than likely, Jim, we'd probably ask you to review it, see if it makes sense. I mean, you were part of some of the meetings, one of the meetings.
Mhm.
I think the last one was probably the most important, that had the most information. And to, have the board and CRC kind of approve a final draft of it.
Okay.
Those are my thoughts on that. So, nothing, I don't think we really need to take any other action. But, yeah, just so we kind of get the ball rolling on that, consolidate it and close it out.
Okay. Well, Jim, you should have everything that we've gone over, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay, good. Anything else?
Nope.
Anything else? Nope. Nope. All right. Would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn at 6:27?
I will make that motion.
Second.
All right. Dave, Amy, voice vote, all those in favor, to adjourn at 6:27, say aye. All opposed?